there a simple or practical way to learn grammar without feeling overwhelmed? Because grammar holds people back. They don't even want to attempt learning English because of grammar. So, without feeling overwhelmed, is there easy or practical way to learn grammar?
I am Nikita, and
Mm-hmm.
people would be like, I work and I am work. This is the biggest thing that I have faced in my life, how to teach this difference.
So, if you master
Yes.
that particular tense, I think you can speak basic conversational English. Okay, so what is more effective, learning individual words or learning phrases or chunks? For people who are not aware of phrases or chunks, just give me a couple of examples regarding them and then tell me your perspective. Like, do you prefer that people learn words or phrases on chunks?
So this is the best thing that is being advised by every good native speaker or any teacher. So
Instead of just memorizing them, is there any magical technique that, or it just depends on the person's memory, or is there something that they can do to really start using the words in their conversations and not forget them?
let's take one. For example, write it your own sentence. You have collected 5 sentences. So you have written the 5 sentences. Go to the chat GPT.
How can learners combine grammar and vocabulary both in order to improve faster? So, how can they combine that and then practice? True. One common mistake learners should stop immediately. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's session. How are you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you. I'm doing good. What about you?
Yes, I'm doing pretty well as well. So, first of all, thank you for accepting the invite and joining me today. I went through one or two of your videos and I love the way you explain things. So, I thought let me invite you, and so that everyone, I mean, most of the learners have so many queries regarding grammar, vocabulary, do's and don'ts of English learning. So, I thought you could share your valuable insights to it. So, thank you and I appreciate it really. So, firstly, we'll go ahead with your introduction first. So, please tell us about yourself.
All right, before starting this, and thanks to you as well because of the invitation and you have sent me. I'm really glad because I've been watching your channel as well, so I knew about you already. And okay, so my name is Nikita Chandra, and I have completed my graduation and master's degree. I have also done, and complete right now I've completed my B.Ed degree as well, and I'm very fond of English teaching as well. So that's why I have started my own channel, and I'm just continuing with this, and as well as I'm teaching as a freelancer.
That's amazing. Teaching requires a lot of patience. So, how did you like zero down that you want to do teaching in your life?
Indeed, it is. In 2020, like it's like blessing in disguise. You already know about the COVID, and at that moment, I've started learning as well as I have started teaching because of my teacher. So the teacher who has taught me, he only inspired me for this. That Nikita, you can do it. You can be a good teacher. You should start it. So I've started, and then from there, 2020 till now, I'm an online English teacher. I've never taught offline. So this is something that has added me as a plus point because I've done bachelor in computer application. So because of that also I'm very familiar with the computer and all. So that's how I've started, and I really liked it when the student were like very excited, and they've given us so many compliments that okay, you teach very well, you teach it like very basic details. So I teach as if like I feel if I would have somebody in my
Mm-hmm.
childhood time who could have teach taught me like this, so that would be really good for me. So that's what I'm implementing with the children or the younger one or the anyone.
Okay, and 6 years of experience. Wow, that's amazing. So we'll just jump straight to the grammar questions, and second part we'll go with vocabulary. So my first question to you, very common one, and I'm sure you must have heard it multiple times. Yes, we need grammar to speak fluently, but how much is actually enough to speak confidently? How much grammar should a person know?
I would talk according to my experience that I have done while learning. I feel like basic tenses, it's very necessary that you should at least know with some situation. It should not be like you're just mugging up the grammar and you're good to go, that okay, I can speak English. No. And little bit of grammar, you can leave it for the starting time, and you should start with some basic tenses and using that tenses in your daily life according to the situation, that we know that this is like situational English. So that will help instead of just going to the grammar every day.
Exactly. Learn in context and learn with practice. Like learn the
Yeah,
usage of
learning
it
by
rather
doing.
than just mugging up.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I feel is really important.
That's right. Even I agree totally. So, what are like, okay, is there a simple or practical way to learn grammar without feeling overwhelmed? Because grammar holds people back. They don't even want to attempt learning English because of grammar. So, without feeling overwhelmed, is there easy or practical way to learn grammar?
Yeah, you can use it, but if you are, it depends whether you are learning it by yourself or with somebody who is helping you to learn it in a better way. So if you're doing it by yourself, then you have to be very particular about what you're picking, how much time you're giving. Is it like at a time you are taking too many things? So I would suggest that for grammar, you should always start with simple things. And
Mm-hmm.
it's always said that pick a small amount. For example, you are using basic tenses. So go with the simple present first and then use it in your daily life. So practice it and then go to the next topic and use some pictures, use some, YouTube quizzes and related to that, some practice sessions, some games. And there are many apps that you can use for this particular topic. So in this way you are using like all the things audio visual, so you're listening also, you're playing games also, you are writing, you're speaking, so at the same time you're doing one thing but you're doing it holistically, so it will help you not in a boredom manner, but maybe you will feel interested after some time. If you
Yes.
would think that I will start today and I will learn everything in a week, you will end up leaving the thing. So that's
That's
what
true,
I.
I think. Perfect. So, you have trained a lot of people. So, what are the top three grammar mistakes you commonly see, especially in Indian learners? You can just give me an example or two. What are the top three mistakes?
Top three mistakes, I would say that the wrong use of tenses. They don't even know past, present, future formula, PPF that we say. The next thing is using some particular words that they tend to use. For example, only, because,
Mm-hmm.
so, and some particular mistakes that they do. And some basic one like determiners or where to use has or have or had,
Mm-hmm.
what we have to use. And third thing, I would say that in the grammar, I feel like they just mix up everything. They don't know what to do. For example, if I'm asking you, tell me about the daily routine, you will start speaking in simple past and then you will add simple present and then you will say future also. So the people will confuse them. What is she talking about? Is it today's daily routine or the past one or the future one?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I have experienced a lot.
Yes. And also,
And
I
also
think,
is MR thing.
mm-hmm. Yes,
For
EXAMR.
example, I am Nikita, and
Mm-hmm.
people would be like, I work and I am work. This is the biggest thing that I have faced in my life, how to teach this difference. That I work and I am work is totally different. I'm working, and these comparison thing that I
Yes.
feel. I
I
mean,
think
like maybe you have also felt that.
I have, yes, definitely. Because people, once they learn something wrong, it becomes a habit for them. And later it becomes so difficult for you to correct them. Yes, they are understanding, but they are so used to speak in a flow like that. For example, can able, they continue saying, I can able to go, I can't able to go. No matter how much you correct them, they, in the same session, they'll make the same mistake. So I think once it becomes a habit, it becomes difficult. So from initial days itself, do proper listening, reading, and try to learn the right things. But I think in Indian learners, we do find a lot of errors, especially grammatical ones. And no wonder people are scared of grammar mistakes. But I think 60% of whatever conversations we have is in simple present. right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So, if you master
Yes,
that particular tense,
correct.
I think you can speak basic conversational English. And the confusion about daily routine is always there. And now, because there are so many videos creating awareness that daily routine also has to always be in simple present, now people are more aware, but they are habitual to speak in a certain way and make the same mistakes. So they every time they say, I know that this is wrong, but I'm used to say it this way."
That's what we feel like as a teacher, or as a I mean, like influencer. You are facilitating the student, and you are letting them know that this is your mistake. But the student is ready to say that I know this, I already know this, but I do mistake. Then I feel like I'm here to teach you. Just learn it and practice it instead of saying I know everything. Then why you came here? So that's the first question. And they just don't focus on correcting their mistakes. They will
Mm.
start ending up, okay, these things I have learned. But last day they would say that I have taken few courses, but right now I'm not able to speak. So this
Mm.
is what I feel, that instead of collecting this much and then keeping it as if like it's yours now, then go to the next level. Instead of they end up doing mistakes. So I feel like they should at least choose one. And because of AI, we cannot even
Yeah.
predict that how they are going to learn for the next
Exactly.
generation.
Exactly. Okay, so according to me, it is always about fluency. Focus on fluency first. But do you have another opinion? Like, do you mean to say that accuracy and fluency go hand in hand, or you also believe that it's always fluency first and then accuracy?
I would agree fluency first, then accuracy, because I have experienced it. So instead of correcting everything, you will end up feeling messed up and you would feel like I don't want to continue now. So first you should start speaking, you should gain some confidence. And then we should go for, correcting the basic mistakes. So that is also important, but in the later stage, not in the first stage. So first it should be speaking first and then correcting yourself later on. But still you should know what you're speaking. Is it correct or not? Because again, if you're learning something wrong way, that is also going to hamper your learning, the later part.
If the learners first start focusing on their mistakes, I don't think they're ever going to learn to speak fluently or even open their mouth and start speaking English. So that's so true. Okay, now the next part, I mean, grammar and vocabulary, they are the building blocks of any language. So we discussed a little bit about grammar. Now let's talk about vocabulary. Many people say learn 5 or 10 words every single day. So do you think this activity is actually effective?
See, what I feel about vocabulary is that it's really tough to learn, in a day, 5 to 10 words, and that also like every day. So what I feel is instead of going 5 to 10, you should reduce it to five, and you should at least use that in your daily life. For example, at the end you will end up with two or three only, but that also if you are using it in a daily life, in your daily conversation, then only. And since childhood we are learning vocabulary, but it's not in our active mind, it's like passive memory. So it's like you should at least learn about it, and you should frame sentence, and then you should use as well, same day, not feeling as if, okay, tomorrow I will again make a sentence and then I will learn. And also to, learn it at night, like before starting your next day, you should write it in your copy, and you should at least give 2 minutes to revise it. So this is going to be in your longer memory. So we say it as, like long-term memory, short-term memory. So if you're focusing on, week, that okay, Monday to Friday, I'm just learning five vocabulary, and I'm just writing also. So every night I'm just revising those five today, and then the next day 10. Then on Friday I'm just reminding all the vocabularies with some sentences, and I'm also using it. And then Saturday and Sunday I can use for just conversation based on those vocabulary. So that will help maybe, because ending up learning everything, I bet that you're not going to remember more than two or three.
So yeah, we do learn a lot of words, but then we forget them quickly, right? No matter how many you learn, five, six, you forget them quickly. Even after repeated learning, why do you think it happens? Why do we forget vocabulary so quickly? Because once you hear a word today, you think, wow, this word is nice. And I am definitely going to start using this word. But the very next day, you forget while speaking. So, why does this happen? Why does the brain not remember words?
See, it's all about memory. If you will train your memory, it will work according to you. For example, if I have to remember something that is very personal to me, I will remember no matter what, because that is really personal to me. So if I'm just learning vocabulary, I'm making it personal, then I will learn at least two or three. Oh, I remember this one, I've used it for myself. Oh, this was accurate for me. This was just for me. So this way you will learn. But you are just learning it passively, like, okay, I'm just remembering it. And these words are very difficult to learn and memorize. So next day, it is obvious that you are going to forget it because you are not keeping it in your memory. You're not even revising it. So to revise and to do it in an active repetition that we say in academics, that if you're learning something, then give it the time and then just revise it, not by just looking into the copy. You have to close your book, you have to write that word, you have to close your eyes, you have to, memorize that, okay, what was the word, what was the meaning of that word, whether you have used it in the sentence or not. So for example, I'm just making now vocabulary section, a playlist to teach vocabulary. So I'm just doing repetition. So what I'm doing, I'm just teaching particular vocabulary with one book, Oxford book. So I'm just repeating it three times. First, I'm just using the words, and then I'm giving the meaning. Then I'm reading the paragraphs, and then again I'm repeating the words. So in the same way, I'm also memorizing, and I'm just making it for the audience that they can also watch it. And if they will end up, writing it, listening it, repeating it the same day, and they will revise it tomorrow at 2x, or, like in their memory, or they can share it. So it will help them. So I feel like active.
Okay, so you are also a trainer and your English is simple and beautiful, right? You're not using very complex words or something that people will have to look into the dictionary and try to find the meaning. So, do you think the struggle is worth it? Because many people they write down words, they mug up, and they do a lot of exercises to try and remember them, the synonyms especially, and spontaneously while speaking, they it doesn't occur to them anyway. So, what do you suggest? Is fancy vocabulary really important? Learning and memorizing them, trying to use them. So do you think it's worth it?
The It again depends. I would say, because since starting, I'm just saying depends. Why, for example, I have to talk to somebody
Mm-hmm.
who is very near dear to me.
Mm.
I will not use fancy words to impress them. To impress them, I will use small words that is very familiar to them so that they can
Mm.
understand. For example, I have to give some speech somewhere who are professional and they know the jargons, they know the difficult words. Then I can use it in front of them. That will again enhance my personality in front of them.
Mm.
Okay, she's a very good speaker, she's a good orator, anything. But for example, I have to do the daily basis conversation. For a beginner, I won't suggest that go and mug up all the words. That is not going to help you because in a way you're not going to use it. You would
Mm.
feel like for the satisfaction I have learned the vocabulary, but you're not going to, use, and it will be again waste of time. Again, you're putting some extra thing in your memory. So if it
Mm.
is in your niche, for example, academic, IELTS exam or something related to academic exams, then you are doing the synonym antonym things. And I
Mm.
think CGL, SSC students are like, they ask them, they would say that I know English vocabulary in a very nice way, but ask them to speak, they would say that I don't know how to speak in English, but I know vocabulary is very accurate. So again, depends on your requirement, what you want.
Mm.
I,
Yes.
I feel like you also agree on this, maybe.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong.
Definitely,
Okay.
yes. There's no second thought regarding it. I also say it depends on your requirement. There's nothing wrong in learning, but it is not required because Indians basically we speak basic English, and if you want everybody to understand your English, then go ahead with simple English. But people who are in the corporate or dealing with hi-fi
Mm.
clients, depends on your surroundings, what kind of English you're going to use. But then consciously, when you're talking to normal people, you will come back to simple English. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. Okay, so what is more effective, learning individual words or learning phrases or chunks? For people who are not aware of phrases or chunks, just give me a couple of examples regarding them and then tell me your perspective. Like, do you prefer that people learn words or phrases on chunks?
Okay. So whoever don't know about the phrases, it's like, combining few words together
Mm.
and then creating a particular word. That is not going to make some sense in a full sentence, but particularly you're using it. For example, make a bed. So I'm just making my bed. I won't say that do the bed. I would say
Mm.
that do the laundry, do the homework. But people say make the homework. So it's the wrong way. For example, depend. So instead of learning just depend, use the phrase depend on someone. So in a way, you're using preposition and you know
Mm.
the placement of depend on someone. Okay. So take a break. So
Mm.
instead of saying take means lay now, take means to give someone or to, I mean, like you are remembering it in the meaning format. So instead of doing that, you are using it in the phrase format. Take a
Mm.
break.
Mm.
So if you are using tenses, you could say that I'm taking a break. You know that after the phrase is that it's a take a break, so taking a
Yes.
break.
Yes.
So I prefer learning with phrases because it is help you to learn more vocabulary.
Mm.
Vocabulary in the sense that you can frame the good sentence and the correct one for the small sentences. So
Mm.
it will help you to learn and to speak and to gain the confidence for the first hand. So if you're a beginner and you want to learn vocabulary and you are ending up not learning much, so you can, I mean, like the student can use this way.
True. And when you're listening, right, it happens that you're already aware of it. Maybe you don't know the term that this is called a phrase, but it
Hmm.
will come naturally to you as in how the more you do listening practice, it will come naturally to you. And many people say, I listen music, I listen videos.
Listen
Or
to.
so yeah, it is listen to. So two is mostly skipped most of the times. So I think
Yes.
it comes with repetitive listening practice.
They ask me that why listening to, why listen to, why
Mm.
not this? Why we say that to go to school, why not to go school? So I'm like, okay, this is what you have to practice. I did not make English, so I have to remember it. You need to do the reading part, you need to do the listening part. So that's why we have some curriculum as LSRW. It's not
Yes.
just reading, it's not just speaking. Even if we're teaching, so it is said that if you really want to learn English, you want to speak,
Mm.
you have to listen first.
Mm.
So this is the best thing that is being advised by every good native speaker or any teacher. So I have watched many YouTube videos. So they all end up saying that listen first. It's very hard to listen listen first, so but still we should do it.
Yes, and there are so many exceptions in English. When it is like you never say, I go to
Hmm.
work, okay, but you it's like you don't go to home, you don't go to shopping, you go shopping or you go home. Like, why is it? Why they have made it confusing? Most of the times, we don't have answer to it. Why it is like that? But there are exceptions, so that's what it's told.
Yeah. Being a teacher, we should remember this, but being a beginner student, it's not needed. They should think
Yes.
about it. So don't
Yes.
think about it and have to
Yeah.
do
Then
everything.
yes.
But still, a bit it's needed from
Yes.
their side also that should learn. And even music also helps if we're just
Mm.
remembering the lyrics.
Yes.
And there also we can find mistakes. Being a teacher, we feel like, oh, it should be,
Yeah.
she doesn't, that's what she do. So I feel like, okay, stop
Mm.
telling yourself. No need to talk about the grammar right now.
It happens in personal life as well when we are, I mean, having an argument or whatever in my house also. I'm like, if they have spoke something wrong grammatically, I don't focus on the conversation. First, I correct them. This should not be this. This should be, she don't know. She doesn't know. You have to say that. And then I continue the conversation or the fight. So naturally, I think it's your instinct and you're used to like, you've been in this field, then you get
Hmm.
like, you cannot tolerate that. You end up correcting every single time, even your family members.
Then also you end up argumenting a lot because they were like, I was talking about a different topic. Why the hell you are talking about English right now? So I'm like, sorry, by mistake. I'll not repeat it again. So I control my emotions of English. So that's really tough to control.
Yes. Okay. Coming to the next question, how can learners actually use the new words in daily conversations instead of just memorizing them? Is there any magical technique that, or it just depends on the person's memory, or is there something that they can do to really start using the words in their conversations and not forget them?
Yeah, in my class, what I'm doing for the beginner or somebody who really know, you know, that what is the meaning or what's the word. But for example, I'm just giving you a student giving
Mm-hmm.
some words. For example, school. I would
Okay.
ask them to write how many words coming in your mind. Write it down in the notebook right now. Then
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I'm giving timer. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Now give me how many words. They end up five or six or somebody would be like 10. And they're like, I don't even remember what are the words. And when I'll show them the words, they'll be like, I know all this. I don't
Yes.
know why it did not, click. Then I suggest them to think every day. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about thinking in English means how to do this. Look at your surroundings, jot down. So I would suggest that for vocabulary, if you're really finding it very difficult, just use it as a theme wise. I've taken one class from another teacher, so he suggested me to go by theme wise.
Oh.
In my channel also, I'm just putting emphasis on the book. It's
Mm-hmm.
already from Oxford, so they have beautifully, designed that book for theme wise. For example, find a job. So
Mm-hmm.
all the important words are at one place with some
Mm-hmm.
meaning. So you end up remembering those important words and the meaning plus one paragraph related to that words. So this will help you with, so start with small one, for example, school, assembly, or online offline classes, or some particular words, home. So in your
Mm-hmm.
home, how many English words you can collect. So
Mm-hmm.
this way you will end up, using daily life conversation English. So here also you are using phrases
Mm-hmm.
instead of just creating words in your mind. So just start using phrases, how to use for switch, what about ceiling, what about fan, what about floor. So
Mm-hmm.
this will give you entire, theme-wise vocabulary. So this will help in a better way. And you should also, give yourself time to look around you,
Mm-hmm.
to be aware of your environment. So you'll get more words. So I feel this would be better way. And
Yes.
there are many ways, but still, they can
Mm-hmm.
also use speaking cards or anything,
Yeah, you can
just
use
with some
flashcards as
images.
well.
Yeah,
And for
with some
online
images.
sessions, maybe like if you think you're going to use that word, I heard a person saying that she deliberately she keeps the words in front of her before the
Hmm.
sessions to try and use them whenever possible. So people have different techniques, but one of that is
Yeah.
like what you shared, learn it theme wise. So that's a great suggestion.
I've also learned it from one of my teachers, so that got very
Yes.
nice. So I use it in my class as well. So it's interesting.
It
Students are
is.
like, okay, she's using some interesting thing, and they feel very good, and they
Yes.
end up thinking about it, like because these are some silly words, and if you
Mm,
end up, I'm not able to recall, it will again trigger you to sit down to write about it, and you will start thinking about it. What is surrounded by me? For
mm,
example, I'm just giving one example. One of my students, I was teaching her, she's a
mm-hmm,
doctor. So I just told her, just close your eyes, think about your home,
mm,
and get in front of the entrance and think what is coming in your mind
uh-huh.
and what are the things around your home. At the end, she ended up with few words only, and she felt like, okay, did not even remember what are the things at my home.
Mm,
So this is what we became like that because we feel like, okay, this I have to do, that I have to do. I don't even think that where I am, what is around me. So it's just like people are in so hustle. Life is becoming very
mm,
messed up. I mean,
yes.
we end up, we can't even breathe for a few minutes. So I also add some breathing exercise in my class so that they can feel at least relaxed in the class. Okay.
Yes. It's also interrelated. You are not present, you're not focused, you don't have attention. Yeah, that's really true and very relatable, not only to busy people, to normal individuals as well.
Yeah, some loneliness issues, some thinking issue. While studying in the class, you're thinking about something else. You are already in some depression mode, so in a way, you're not learning. The different situation, the different problems, issues.
Yes.
So,
Everyone
so
has
basic.
issues. Oh my God.
Mm. So
Okay, so
it's obvious. Yeah,
It's
sorry.
obvious once we are humans, so everybody has their own struggles.
Hmm.
Okay, can you share a simple and realistic daily vocabulary routine for learners? I mean, you just already mentioned, right? Learn few words every day, and at the end of the week, you just revise them. So if you can repeat the same routine, like proper
Yeah, same day
vocabulary routine
also.
for learners. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So you're just asking about vocabulary routines or
Yes,
the
just the
proper
vocabulary
with
routine.
the vocabulary routine? For example, just take one notebook and keeping as if like it's just your vocabulary notebook.
Okay.
Okay. And put your index, keep mentioning it. Just leave the index. If you don't have, then leave 2 or 3 pages for this.
Mm-hmm.
And start creating it as a theme wise. For example, always keep few words. For example, I said that 3 to 5 words. So I put 5 words, make some sentences, but the correct one, why I'm asking it correct one, you have ChatGPT, you have AI.
Mm.
Don't end up making, mistake one. For example, write it your own sentence. You have collected 5 sentences. So you have written the 5 sentences. Go to the ChatGPT. Now collect the correct one from the ChatGPT.
Mm.
Now write it just in front of your, mistake sentences. So for example, I have written something and it's not the correct one. I have
Mm.
written just in front of it the correct one. And I
Okay.
have underlined it with my red pen. That okay,
Oh.
I've done this mistake and then I have done this. So in this
Mm.
way, what will happen? And at the end, just, collect the meaning and the words. And at night, read it. Just memorize it, close your eyes, and repeat 2 or 3 times and share it
Mm.
with somebody else. That okay, I have learned something new. Even if they don't want to listen to you, and if they are very eager to know, they will help you to, listen them, or you can record it by yourself.
Mm.
Then repeat it every day. So it will help you to learn because it's going to be your daily routine. And mark yourself as if like today I have not done this. So
Mm.
create one calendar as well.
Okay.
But start small. Always start small. So give yourself a challenge that okay, I will start for 3 days only. Three
Mm.
days vocabulary,
Okay.
then go for the next 3 days, and then
Mm.
go for a week. So it will help you to be in a continuity mode, and then you will not end up not revising and not doing it. So when you will start doing it, you have collected one particular copy of vocabulary.
Yeah.
Your mistakes are there, your
Mm.
correct forms are also there. So in this way, you will learn, and then just after 4 or 5 days, for example, Saturday, take one chart paper or take that page only in that
Mm.
copy also only
Mm.
and just write all the words that you have collected from Monday to Friday. So
Okay.
that is going to be your one list of vocabulary for a week.
Week. Yes.
And then revise it and then recall it and write it on a new copy by
Mm.
closing the copy. That we used to do it on our school days,
Mm.
right? And close
Yes.
your copy, close your eyes, write it down. So this is again the same thing that we have done already, but
Yes.
right now we don't want to. So this
Yes.
will help. So this
Mhm.
will really going to help you and going to give you a list of, long vocabularies. And I'll
Exactly.
also suggest one more thing. For example, you are using some restaurant thing, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have collected some words.
Mm.
You have done it. Go to the website of some hotels. Go
Okay.
to the website of something. And then
Mm.
just analyze the sentences. What are the queries they have put? What are the statement they have given? What are the answers? In which format it is? What are some
Mm.
important words they are using in? So this will again help you to use it if you're going
Wow.
outside. So,
Yes, it is not only collecting vocabulary, but also you're correcting your mistakes also. You're framing sentences and trying to correct your mistake. That's great. And how can learners combine grammar and vocabulary both in order to improve faster? So how can they combine that and then practice?
yeah, I would say that whatever the conversation we have started and ending, you have to mix it together
Yes.
and you
And
have to do
even
it. For
now, you
example,
just told maintain a
mm,
copy and write your sentences
mhm.
and then look at ChatGPT and write the correct form. Have both of them on the copy. So it shows that you're working hand in hand with grammar. Grammar means you're making mistakes in the sentence, you're correcting it, and you're working on your vocabulary as well. I think it's a two-in-one practice.
Yeah, you can also add one more thing in your vocabulary. For example, right now we are just discussing, we are not ending the conversation. So it's just that just do one more correction. Use some other words as well. So vocabulary plus grammar correction. So
Hmm.
in the same page, if you are just correcting it, also
Hmm.
ask the chat GPT which tense is it? What are the
Okay.
situations I can use?
Hmm.
So just and tell it in a way that okay, give me just a one word explanation. I don't need a lengthy one. Okay.
Yes.
So if you're writing the mistake sentence here and then you're correcting it again, then give a bracket and write it down that okay,
Hmm.
this is simple present, V2 form, V1 form, and you're using it as a situation, for example, where to use. So we have some uses of tenses also. We are not discussing about it on YouTube. I've never seen many people talking about it. They're
Hmm.
just telling that, okay, this is the Hindi version and this is the English version.
Yes.
Never think about it. So this is something that is going to, again, for the later half, you will feel like, okay, I have to think a lot to speak particular sentence.
Exactly.
So this is really going to hamper your mind as well. And the situation, if you have to speak something, you're taking a lot of time to speak about that particular topic. So I
Yes.
feel like vocabulary plus grammar at the same
Hmm.
time and using it in the same sentence and
Hmm.
practicing it with the tenses. So
Yes.
just keep it as if like you have to give only simple present tense. So challenging yourself and creating one particular chart as okay, this is simple present, this is the vocabulary. I have
Hmm.
used verb form and this is the V1 form. And these are the some collected vocabulary and plus verb form as well.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
think this is really going to
Yes,
help
and
them.
when you write down things, you remember them for longer, and you know once you've corrected your mistake and written it down. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's great.
They're
Okay, so I'm
highlighting
just
it.
hurrying up because we just have 3 minutes on hand.
Oh
So what
yeah,
is one
go ahead.
habit that can significantly improve both grammar and vocabulary over time? So you suggest the practice that you just told, like keep writing and maintain a copy for that, isn't it?
No, there are many, but it's one of them.
It's one of
Because you
them.
have to choose one, right?
Yes.
And then you can also do many things. For
Hmm.
example, you can create your own video. You can
Ah,
create your
right. Record.
own
Record yourself.
audio. Yeah, record yourself. Just practice it
Hmm.
beforehand. Take 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then close your eyes and then get in front of the camera and practice it. So in a way, you're doing both the thing. Practicing and improving, implementing. Audio format is also there. Then
Yes.
after audio format, check it yourself that whether you have corrected right now or not. Is it
Hmm.
in your memory or you have to practice a lot? So this is also one thing that you can do to improve.
Hmm. I'm sure you
Hmm.
have a lot of other tips that I mean, you have like so much of knowledge and so many things to share, but we have very
Yeah, I
limited
understand.
time.
I
So
understand. Okay.
we'll just go ahead quickly with the rapid fire questions. So just one word or one sentence answers. And then maybe I would love to connect with you again to discuss further, like whatever knowledge you have, because it's so valuable. Okay, let's
Mhm.
go ahead with the questions. One underrated technique to improve fluency fast.
Okay. Underrated technique, shadowing,
Underrated. Yeah, true. One common mistake learners should stop immediately.
converting Hindi to English.
Translation. Start thinking in English.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
important.
One
Hmm.
daily habit that makes the biggest difference in English improvement.
Practice daily,
Yeah,
no matter what.
speaking
At least five
practice.
minutes is important. Speaking plus listening, both of them,
Mm,
I would say.
both of them. Okay. So, one grammar rule learners should not stress too much about.
The basic articles and all those
Yeah,
things where
we
they
get
use
that.
a and they
Okay.
put more emphasis on that.
All right. So, one powerful way to remember new vocabulary,
Theme-wise vocabulary
theme
and
wise.
small start, not the
Start
bigger one.
small and have smaller goals.
Yeah,
Okay. One tip to sound more natural while speaking English.
contractions. So the I am Nikita, I'm Nikita. I
Mm-hmm.
will be late, I'll be late. So it's like more natural. You
Exactly.
have
Wow.
to, you know, grab it in your memory that okay, this is the way I'm going to speak. So it comes with practice, it comes with repetition in front of the mirror or by yourself. Doing it 10 to 15 times, it would be like, okay, I can speak like this. So
Yes, it adds
you
beauty
can
to your
imagine.
language, just mixing one
Yes.
or two words and speaking fast.
It
It's
doesn't
not
feel like
exactly
you're
about
not
speaking
natural.
fast, it seems natural.